10 theories about the never-aging Count Saint-Germain. So let's get right into it. Who exactly was the Comte de Saint-Germain, this never-aging man of mystery who left us so few clues behind? How could he hobnob around Europe throughout the 1700s and never appear to grow old? That's right, he looked the same in London in 1745 as he did in St. Petersburg in 1762, as he did in Paris in 1789, decades apart. Was he a simple charlatan, a skilled alchemist, a royal spy, or perhaps something more? The answer lies in which theories and which sources you trust. He used the French title, but was admittedly not French, and never revealed his true identity. To confuse matters more, the Count employed other aliases during the 18th century to remain incognito. Now this should not cast undue suspicions upon him, for many aristocrats travel under an assumed name to avoid unwanted attention, whether to hide affairs of the state or the heart. Add to that, the Count was comfortably wealthy, moving about the courts of Europe with ease, associating with the likes of Madame de Pompadour and Catherine the Great of Russia. So let's review the 10 best Count Saint-Germain theories: the wild, the wonderful, and the weird. Number 1. Some believe him to be Cartophilus, the legendary wandering Jew, a high guard of the high priest Caiaphas, who slaps and mocks Jesus on the way to the crucifixion on the original Good Friday. He was then doomed to never die and walk the earth till the end of days and Jesus' second coming. Number 2. Others think he was no less than King Arthur's Merlin the Magician, the most famous wizard of all time, still dabbling in magic and alchemy, only this time for French King Louis XV at Versailles, rather than English King Arthur at Camelot. Number 3. Still others surmise he was the alchemist and alleged immortal Nicolas Flamel, the 14th century French scribe and bookseller, who discovered, supposedly, the elixir of Luth. He was made famous in the J.K. Rowling bestseller and Warner Brothers movie Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Number 4, or if you prefer, how about all the above? The reincarnation of all the above mystics in succession, including the 17th century Sir Francis Bacon, the famous statesman-scientist, thereby retaining the secrets and knowledge of each of his previous lives throughout time. Number 5. Maybe he's an immortal, ascended master, architect in the days of the Egyptian pharaohs, and now existing on in another psychic plane as the violet flame. This is a belief shared today by Theosophists, the I Am activity, and the Church Universal and Triumphant. Number 6. How about the last survivor of Plato's Atlantis, gifted by Zeus and the gods on Olympus with immortality, and thereby saved from the disaster in order to forever retain the knowledge, science, and culture of that fabulous fallen empire? Number 7. Perhaps he is one of the fallen angels or watchers, as in the Hebrew Book of Enoch, cursed from the heavens by God, not to hell, but earth, doomed to wander the planet, spreading evil until the end of time. Speaking of time, number 8, maybe a time traveler from the future, which would explain his encyclopedic knowledge of historical events, which he loved to talk about. Diane Gabaldon's Outlander novels and the popular Stars program of the same name used him as a protagonist in book and season 2. Number 9. For you sci-fi fans out there, how about a lone alien from a distant galaxy, who with his non-human longevity observes the Earth over the centuries, and occasionally helping the hapless human race through its many wars, missteps, and mishaps. Or number 10, not surprisingly, a handsome and immortal vampire, cursed to live forever, taking beautiful lovers in each continent and century. The Chelsea Quignabro novels exploit this idea quite skillfully over a dozen or more books. Number 11, lastly, a bonus theory. Was he simply a mortal man, the last son of Hungarian freedom fighter and Prince Ferenc Rákóczi, who took the alias to avoid the Habsburgs of Austria, then blessed with a lucky, youthful appearance that just happened to last for decades, long before the advent of plastic surgery or Botox, no less. The Count is supposed to have died in a Schleswig-Holstein castle in 1784, but was seen years later during a Freemason convention in Germany, then again at the French Revolution. Modern science has now mapped the human genome and begun to unravel the genetic secrets of aging. We now understand why the ends of our chromosomes degrade over time and our cells lose their vitality with each replication. Our skin sags, our brain fails us, muscles grow weak, bones more fragile. We are certainly no less obsessed with staying young than Marie Antoinette was over 200 years ago. Perhaps the Count had a simple gene alteration, my own personal theory, that somehow increased his longevity for decades. Whatever the case, scientific or fantastical, the Count of Saint Germain remains to this day a curious and puzzling enigma, a man of mystery, always worth a further investigation.